On a busy city street, a homeless man asks Elon Musk for just $1. What Elon does next shocks everyone and changes the man's life forever. You won't believe how a single moment of kindness can spark extraordinary change. Comments below, where are you watching from? And if you like and love our story, kindly subscribe our channel, Life Inspirational and Motivational Tales that explore themes of love, unity, and patriotism. Stay with us always for interesting stories. Thanks. Let's start the story. The streets buzzed with the usual chaos of city life. Cars honking, pedestrians weaving through the crowd, and vendors calling out to sell their goods. Among the bustling crowd, a homeless man sat quietly on the sidewalk, his weathered face telling a story of hardship and resilience. Clutching a cardboard sign that read, "Just $1 can make a difference," he gazed at the passing faces, hoping for a moment of kindness. Further down the street, a sleek black Tesla pulled up to the curb, catching the attention of everyone nearby. As the door opened, out stepped Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur known for changing industries with his groundbreaking ideas. He was dressed simply, blending into the crowd more than one might expect for someone of his stature. Elon adjusted his jacket and began walking toward a cafe, his strides purposeful but relaxed. The homeless man noticed him almost instantly. There was a spark of recognition in his eyes, and for a brief moment, hesitation crossed his face. But desperation outweighed doubt, and as Musk approached, the man called out to him. "Sir, can you spare just $1? He asked, his voice steady but laced with quiet hope. Elon paused mid-step, turning to look at the man. For a moment, the two locked eyes, one representing boundless ambition, and the other the harsh reality of life's struggles. What happened next would leave everyone watching in disbelief. Elon Musk turned to face the man, his gaze steady but curious. The crowd nearby began to take notice, some pausing to watch the unexpected interaction unfold. The homeless man, with his weathered clothes and tired eyes, held Elon's attention. His request had been simple, just $1. But the vulnerability in his voice carried a weight that couldn't be ignored. "I'm not asking for much," the man added, sensing the curiosity in Elon's silence. "Just enough to grab a meal. That's all I need right now." His voice was calm, almost resigned, as though he had long grown accustomed to being ignored. Yet, there was a flicker of hope in his eyes, a faint belief that perhaps the stranger might see him as more than just another face on the sidewalk. Elon studied him for a moment, his expression unreadable. The world knew him as a man who moved fast, who rarely paused for anything that didn't align with his grand visions of the future. Yet here he was, standing still in the middle of a busy street, locked in a quiet exchange with a man whose life couldn't be further from his own. Around them, whispers began to ripple through the crowd. "Isn't that Elon Musk?" someone murmured. "What's he doing talking to a homeless guy?" The contrast between the two was striking. One, a billionaire visionary. The other, a man battling the harsh realities of life. The homeless man shifted uneasily under the weight of the stares. "Look, I know you don't owe me anything," he said softly, his tone almost apologetic. "I just thought, maybe someone like you could understand what it's like to want a second chance." Elon's expression shifted slightly, his eyes narrowing as though deep in thought. The man's words hung in the air, and for a moment, the world seemed to pause. It wasn't just about the dollar anymore. It was about the unspoken story behind the request, the desperation of a man who had nothing left to lose and everything to hope for. Then, breaking the silence, Elon spoke. "What's your name?" he asked, his tone calm but deliberate. The question, simple as it was, carried an unexpected kindness that caught the man off guard. "It's Michael," he replied, his voice faltering slightly. "Michael Turner." Elon nodded thoughtfully. "All right, Michael," he said. "Let's see what we can do about that second chance." His words, quiet but resolute, sent a ripple of astonishment through the onlookers. What had started as a simple plea for $1 was quickly becoming something no one could have anticipated. Michael blinked, unsure if he had heard Elon Musk correctly. Around them, the crowd grew larger, people craning their necks to catch a glimpse of the interaction. Elon's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the disbelief and tension that filled the air. For Michael, a man accustomed to being dismissed, this moment felt surreal. A part of him feared it might be a cruel joke, but the sincerity in Elon's voice gave him hope. "Second chance?" Michael asked hesitantly, his voice tinged with both curiosity and doubt. "I just meant $1. I didn't mean to bother you." "You're not bothering me," Elon replied, his tone measured and thoughtful. "But you're right. There's more to this than just $1. He gestured toward the cafe nearby. "Let's grab a coffee and talk." The murmurs in the crowd grew louder. Some were impressed by Elon's unexpected generosity, while others remained skeptical. "Why is he wasting time with a guy like that?" one onlooker muttered. Another replied, "Maybe he's doing one of those social experiments billionaires like to pull." Michael hesitated, unsure if he should follow. His life had been a series of disappointments, and trusting strangers wasn't something he did easily. But something in Elon's voice, an unspoken promise, pushed him to take a leap of faith. Slowly, he stood up, clutching the frayed edges of his coat, and followed Elon toward the cafe. Inside, the cozy warmth was a stark contrast to the chill of the streets. Elon ordered 2 coffees, handing one to Michael before sitting across from him at a small corner table. "Tell me your story," he said simply, his piercing gaze locked on Michael's. Michael hesitated, the weight of his past threatening to silence him. But as he looked into Elon's eyes, he saw no judgment, only curiosity. "I wasn't always like this," Michael began, his voice low. "I had a job, a family, but then things started to fall apart. I lost my wife to cancer, and the medical bills drained everything we had. I couldn't keep my job, couldn't keep the house. I ended up here, just trying to survive." Elon listened intently, his expression unreadable. "That's a lot for anyone to endure," he said after a moment. "But you're still here. That says something about you." Michael laughed bitterly. "Yeah, it says I'm too stubborn to quit. But honestly, I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up." This was the turning point. Elon leaned forward slightly, his tone shifting to one of quiet determination. "What if I told you I could help you turn things around?" he asked. "Not just with $1, but with a real opportunity to start over." Michael's eyes widened, a mix of disbelief and hope washing over him. "Why would you do that for someone like me?" he asked, his voice trembling. "Because everyone deserves a second chance," Elon replied firmly. "And sometimes, all it takes is for someone to believe in you." The room seemed to hold its breath as the weight of Elon's words sank in. For Michael, the moment was life-changing. For everyone watching, it was a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness could spark extraordinary change. Michael sat in stunned silence, his hands trembling slightly as he held the warm coffee cup. Elon Musk's words echoed in his mind. Everyone deserves a second chance. He had heard plenty of empty promises in his life, but there was something different in Elon's tone, an unshakable conviction that made Michael believe, for the first time in years, that maybe his life could change. Elon reached into his jacket and pulled out a small notepad, scribbling something on it. "This is the address of one of my offices," he said, sliding the paper across the table. "I want you to go there tomorrow morning. Ask for my assistant, and they'll take care of the details." Michael hesitated, his eyes darting between the note and Elon's face. "Details for what?" he asked cautiously. Elon leaned back, his expression calm but purposeful. "A fresh start," he said. "We'll get you into temporary housing, set you up with clothes and food, and then find you a job where you can rebuild your life. But you have to be willing to put in the effort." The crowd inside the cafe, still watching the exchange, erupted into murmurs. Some people whispered in awe, while others tried to process what they were witnessing. A homeless man, overlooked by society, was being given an opportunity by one of the world's most successful individuals. The stark contrast between the two made the moment even more powerful. Michael shook his head slightly, as though trying to wake himself from a dream. "Why me?" he asked, his voice cracking. "There are so many people out there who need help. Why stop for me? Elon's expression softened. Because I saw you, he said simply. And because sometimes all it takes is one small act to remind people what's possible. The world can be a harsh place, but it doesn't have to be. You deserve the chance to show what you can do if someone believes in you. Tears welled up in Michael's eyes, but he quickly wiped them away, not wanting to break down in front of the growing audience. I don't even know what to say, he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. Thank you doesn't feel like enough. You don't have to thank me, Elon replied. Just take this opportunity and make the most of it. Show the world and yourself what you're capable of. As the two shook hands, a few people in the cafe began clapping, the sound quickly growing into a round of applause. Michael glanced around, overwhelmed by the support from total strangers. He had spent so long being invisible, and now, in this moment, he felt seen not just by Elon but by everyone. Before leaving, Elon stood and addressed the crowd. This isn't about me, he said firmly. It's about the fact that we all have the power to make a difference, no matter how small. Look around you. There's someone out there who needs help. Don't wait for someone else to step up. Be the one who does. The cafe erupted into cheers as Elon walked toward the door, leaving Michael sitting at the table, the note still clutched in his hand. For the first time in years, he felt hope. Not just a fleeting spark, but a real, tangible hope that tomorrow could be different. The next morning, Michael showed up at the address Elon had given him. True to his word, Elon's team greeted him warmly, outfitted him with new clothes, and provided him with a place to stay. Within weeks, Michael had started a new job, slowly rebuilding the pieces of his life that had been shattered. Word of the encounter spread quickly, the story going viral and inspiring millions. People across the world shared how this simple act of kindness had motivated them to help others in their own communities. For Michael, it was more than just a second chance. It was proof that even in the darkest times, one act of kindness could change everything. The weeks that followed marked a turning point in Michael's life. With Elon Musk's support, he found himself settling into a small but welcoming apartment and starting a job as a facilities coordinator at one of Elon's companies. The job wasn't just work. It was an opportunity to rediscover his purpose and rebuild the life he thought he had lost. Each day brought a new sense of stability and confidence, a reminder that the struggles of his past no longer defined him. Michael often reflected on that pivotal moment on the sidewalk. He wondered how different his life might have been if he hadn't asked Elon for a single dollar. What if Elon hadn't stopped? That one decision to ask for help, to be seen, had set off a chain of events that transformed his future. It wasn't just the help that mattered. It was the belief that someone cared enough to give him a chance. That belief fueled him as he began volunteering at local shelters, sharing his story and offering encouragement to those who were still struggling. For Elon Musk, the encounter became a quiet reminder of the impact of small gestures. Despite the viral attention the story received, Elon chose not to comment publicly, allowing Michael's journey to speak for itself. It wasn't about the recognition. It was about proving that kindness, when offered without expectation, could create change. The cafe where it all began became a symbol in the community. Visitors often came to sit at the same table, leaving notes of encouragement and hope for others. The story resonated far beyond that single moment, reminding people everywhere of the power of seeing and supporting one another. Michael's new life was a testament to resilience and gratitude. He frequently thought of Elon's words, "Everyone deserves a second chance." Those words became a mantra, driving Michael to pay forward the kindness he had received. For him, the real value wasn't in what he was given. It was in what he could now give to others. He understood that the greatest ripple effect of kindness came when it inspired others to act. This story is a reminder of what's possible when we choose compassion. A single dollar became the start of a second chance, proof that no one is ever too far gone to be lifted back up. It challenges us to rethink the way we see others, especially those who are struggling, and to recognize that every small act of kindness can have an immeasurable impact. Let this story inspire you to take action in your own life. Look for opportunities to help someone in need, however small the gesture may seem. Share the story to spread its message of hope and humanity. Leave a comment about a time when kindness made a difference in your life. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Together, we can create a world where second chances are possible and kindness becomes the rule, not the exception.